So this section covers in the night Thoreau spent in jail sections 80 through, or pages 80 through 89. And we have flashback. He was playing the flute, remember praying with Bailey, well, talking about playing a flute, praying with Bailey, a very ironic kind of prayer, when the scene fades and we're back in Walden. So he's back in the pond, and he's met with Williams. Now Williams is a runaway slave. So William comes up. He's frightened at meeting a white man, okay, because he's a runaway slave. And he and Henry have this conversation about freedom and what it means to be free. There's obviously a connection between them. Henry's very nice to him. Definitely shows that he believes that he should be free. And Williams is so touched that he tries to take Henry's name as sort of his owner, and Henry won't let him do that. So he does take the name Henry. So Henry Williams is what he chooses to be known as, but not as in belonging to Henry. And so they have that whole conversation. He's on his way to Canada, wants to stay with Henry and live at Walden Pond, but Henry says, no, you need to go ahead and go to Canada. Now, he's not saying it right. He's saying Kenyatta. And so there's a little bit of humor there. Anyway, he convinces him to go because he says, you're not safe here. The people here in Massachusetts, they're not free. They're blinded by prejudice, even though they're a free state. So he tells him to go. Well, then, whenever you get over to page 84, the scene changes. Now you have Emerson and Waldo, and they're arguing. Okay, so Henry Williams, the slave, has run off, supposedly on into Kenyatta. Here, this argument between Henry and Waldo is very fervent. It's basically Henry accusing Waldo of being a hypocrite. You say these things, you give these lectures about all of these ideals, but you don't live them, you don't do them. And Waldo says, what do you want me to do? I just cast my ballot, I voted, and the vote at this point has something to do with race. And the state of the Union, we're pre-Civil War here, remember? Okay, so we're leading up to the Civil War. And he supposedly has cast it on the side of freedom. And Thoreau says, okay, that's fine, but you're not doing enough. Waldo says, what do you want me to do? I want you to shout what you believe from the rooftops. And they have this long argument. Well, we also find out in this that Henry Williams, the slave, was shot down and killed trying to cross the border into Canada. Henry Thoreau is outraged. And he's upset that Waldo wasn't doing more to try to stop not only this, but also the war with Mexico. However, Waldo throws back an accusation at him. He says, well, what are you trying to do? You're living out everything that I said, and that's great, but you're just a hermit. You're not changing the world either. Anyway, through this very frustrating argument, Thoreau convinces Waldo to voice his opinion. He's a public figure. He's very well known, like a superstar, and Thoreau convinces him to speak to a crowd. He says, I'll go get you a crowd. Be there tonight. And so the end of this section, section 89, is Thoreau going into town, and he's letting everybody know, hey, Emerson's going to come speak here tonight, okay? He's ringing the bell, getting everyone's attention, so he's drawing a crowd. And that's the end of that section.